Time for another episode of Damien Ruins Horror Movies. My name is Damien. Tonight we are going to be visiting Season 1 of Tales from the Crypt, episode number 5. Lover Come Hack to Me. As always, this episode is brought to you by Cool Dude Inc. So click the link below and go make yourself look good. And now it's time to cue the whiskey bats. It was a dark, stormy night when actually it was broad daylight when they started, but a newlywed couple go on their honeymoon, and it's stormy and lightning, and they come into a roadblock. It's like a huge tree or bush or something, and she's like, why don't you get out and take care of it? And he's like, it's raining. I'll get wet. His name is Charles. Her name is Peggy. She's Honey Bunny from Pulp Fiction. And when she yells a couple times in this, you totally hear that voice. You're like, hey, it's Honey Bunny. So they end up at an old house. I don't understand. I don't know if this is the house they were going to, but they end up there, and like, I guess it's her mom's house. And they walk in. There's a fireplace and there's a battle axe mounted to the top above it. And of course, Charles can't resist an Aunt Edith battle axe joke. This guy kind of has a Fabio look, but like smarter. Like he can believe it's not butter. Charles lights up the fire in the fireplace and tells Honey Bunny to get out of her wet clothes. And she's like, huh? I'm not taking my clothes off. They just got married. They haven't had sex yet. And she's acting like they're not going to anytime soon. This is the dumb part where, because her Aunt Edith thinks that he's after her for her money. And she's sitting here with like cold feet. Like, I don't want to have sex with you because I think you are, I agree with my Aunt Edith. I think you only married me for my money. Why did you fucking marry him then? Why would you marry somebody? And like, I don't think they are who they said they are. So, especially like, I'll marry you, but I'm not having sex with you. I'm not a whore. It's like, what are you doing? Just find somebody you trust. But then eventually he does get her out of her clothes. And to prove his love, he takes her virginity. Not only had they not had sex, she never had sex before in her life. And she's a grown-up. But he did just marry her for her money. Her aunt and her are right. He was in it for the money. It's a weird sex scene, and we almost get some boobage. That's one thing I loved about HBO and watching Tales from the Crypt. It was one of the perks, was getting to see a little boobage here and there. But now that I got Beth, the boobage model, I'm not seeing any boobs. So if you guys are getting irritated by the lack of boobage posting, the lack of Beth, you want to send the Beth signal, recommend me some movies that have some boobage, and I will do them, and you will get to see more of her. I'm still going to do Tales from the Crypt too, but I'm not off movies. I'm just taking a break. Somehow, she instantly knows she's pregnant with a child this big. She makes it a real big point to say, it's this big. And he's kind of like, how do you know you're pregnant right now? Later that night, Charles wakes up. He's alone. He hears a noise outside, and he looks, and it's Honey Bunny, Peggy, greeting another man, putting her arms around him and kissing him. She takes him into the house, and he's like, what the hell? I thought you were a virgin. I thought we had a baby this big. What's going on down there? And so he goes down surreptitiously, is that how you say that? Surreptitiously watching them. And then she, after they have sex, she tells him, I'm pregnant when we have a baby. It's this big. She says the same thing Peggy said. Well, because that is Peggy. That's what they're having. Spoiler alert, that's what they want us to believe. She takes the battle axe down from the fireplace and hacks him up. And Charles is like, what the fuck? And Charles tries to stop her, but he just goes right through her like she's a ghost. And he's like, what? And then he wakes up. And it was all a dream. But then Peggy comes in and she tells him that he's just having a nightmare. And he says, oh yeah, it must have been. And she says, what was your nightmare about? He says, I dreamed that your mom killed your dad on the night you were conceived. And she says, well, that's weird, because that's exactly what happened. And she pulls out the battle axe and she's going to kill him. And he's like, whoa, what are you doing? She goes, I want the perfect love. She wants to do what her mom did, kill him in that moment while he's perfect and then have a little kid. Sounds like an awesome plan. And then he is like, wait, this ain't perfect love, man. I don't love you. I married you for your money. I was planning to kill you and make it look like somebody broke in and I was going to inherit all your money. I don't care about you. But it's too late. And she starts hacking him up. And she preserves the night forever. And then it shows her it's daytime and she's back with Aunt Edith. And they're talking. And apparently this is just what the women in that family do. Because once the man has given up that seed, he is utterly useless. Well, that wraps up another episode, and now there's only one episode of season 1 left, which is good because season 1 is not my favorite. The episodes are like, nah, but we're getting to the good stuff. Season 2 is where it really starts getting good. So I will see you guys next time.